Hello, Taurus, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. Hope you're getting through this winter season. Okay, I know we've got a little bit of warm weather coming in today, and it's just been so refreshing to think, oh, spring's around the corner. So maybe I can make it through. It's just been a harsh winter, and I'm really done with it. So this will be your weekly reading for the week of February 15th through the 21st. And during that time, we have a few different moon energies that move through. We first have the waning crescent, of course, left over from last week. And that's a good time for calm and stability. We're kind of wrapping up things that we started on the last new moon and thinking about how we've learned and how we've grown and what we want to do in the new moon that starts on the 17th. So of course, new moon is about fresh start, new beginnings. Good time to learn a new skill or start new projects that you've been wanting to start. You know, I call it like your mini happy new year that you get every month, that you get to kind of resolve to do a thing and change a thing. So we then move into the waxing crescent energy, and that's a time of heightened senses, a good time for us to execute those things that we've just started and do planning and just kind of live up to those expectations and intentions that you've had for yourself. So keep those moon energies in mind as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that you may or may not encounter, Taurus. So, as always, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't on the table for someone else. And your overall message for this reading is the answers you need are coming. All right, let's see what the Taurus Collective has going on for the week. And as I'm shuffling the tarot, my fun weekly reminder this week for you is that you try to learn something new. Pick a topic that you've had some interest in. I do this all the time where I think, oh, I want to learn this thing. And then I forget to make a note of it or whatever. And then I'll run into a book or something and think, oh, I was going to learn that, or an article. So, think of something that you've had on your mind maybe in the past and think, I'm going to do a deep dive. I'm going to give myself a couple of hours to just really, really focus on it. Maybe read a book, watch a lecture or two, find information online about it. Just learn something new, something that you've been wanting to. Just do a good deep dive and then take notes and take time to really absorb that thing and learn about it. So that is just my fun weekly reminder for the week. And also kind of goes with the new moon that we do new things and learn new things. So, all right, let's get into this reading. Taurus, February 15th through the 21st. The answers you need are coming. And your overall present energy is the Eight of Pentacles, which I just saw in the last reading as well. We'll see if the eights are popping up on us this week. It's been a very interesting month for the eights to come to really make an appearance. But so you're hard at work at something. This could just be work. It could just be that you're very focused on work right now. And, maybe you are asking some sort of questions about something that you're working hard at. So we'll continue and see what else is going on here. Your current situation is the Emperor. And isn't this the card of Taurus, I believe? There's the thing I keep saying I need to learn and focus on. The Emperor is about leadership. This could be maybe you taking on a leadership role, or you're working so hard that you're going to move into some sort of leadership role. But the Emperor here is about, this is someone who's a builder of things, someone who is an authority, who really just takes the time to really work hard and study and know the thing that they're involved with, so which is very much a Taurus attribute, is what I was trying to say. You guys, you do buckle down and you learn things. Every Taurus that I've ever known has been very good at that. They know when they take the time to learn something, they really learn it, and they know it inside and out. So, but this is, that's the energy of the Emperor. Is to be very structured. The Emperor is about fairness. It's also about motivating others, but just taking action and successful action, taking the kind of action that they don't waste time and mess around. They just get the thing done. So you're hard at work at something with that Emperor energy, which I think is an amazing energy. At the root of your situation is things are happening quick. And here we do have another 8 coming out. So 2 8s so far for you. Look up angel number 88, but we'll see if we have more popping out. So, yeah, there's something kind of some rapid changes. The answers you need are coming. Maybe you've had questions about things, but things are kind of moving quickly for you this week in one way or another. Information kind of coming in and out. In your recent past is the Five of Wands. So, maybe some sort of debate about how things might land or how things should work. um and we'll see. Looks like there's just been, maybe this debate has led to things changing. This is just, this doesn't have to be fighting. It can lead to that, of course, but this can just be everybody has a different opinion on maybe how a thing needs to be done, and maybe that's about to get wrapped up. The answers you need are coming. What's on your mind this week is the Page of Wands. So lots of wands happening. So Page of Wands is about cultivating a new passion. Our pages are about taking some sort of new path. Maybe you're going to take a new path in leadership where you work. That could be, you may be asked to take on a little bit more responsibility, and that'll be a little bit new for you. And maybe it's because of this debate. Maybe something wasn't getting accomplished and you're the person to do it. And these things are, and again, it's something that's coming in very rapidly for you. So just pay attention to that. Watch for that, what that might be for you this week. I see it as a very positive thing too. What is just ahead of you this week? Page of Swords. So this new passion thing, or this new thing that you're being handed, is also going to lead to a new way of thinking and also a new way of communicating. So this could be that you're asked to do some sort of report, that you have to communicate something to other people, or put in some sort of role about communication, but you're going to have to communicate something that you understand. You're just someone who notices your ability to understand a thing, and they're giving you, like, handing you a leadership role in order to communicate that to others. So in your advice position here, well, there's your Five of Swords. So in this, are there some hurt feelings maybe because of what's being communicated? I don't even necessarily see that this is you, but it could be that you might have other people who are just kind of disagreeing, and make sure that just watch if there's things kind of being said behind your back. This is about just watching maybe the things that you say, just being very careful with your words, with your communications, so that we're not hurting feelings. Again, maybe there's things that do need to be said, and just try to be as tactful as you can if you have to say those types of things. What is beyond your control this week is the Hanged Man. So, of course, a new perspective comes along with this new role, this new responsibility, this new way of communication. It just, I almost see as like you're a little bit elevated. You're seeing things from some different angle. Of course, the Hangman hangs upside down to look at things from a new perspective. But you're kind of being handed this new perspective, I feel like. That it's like, here, take this responsibility. And you do have to think about these things. Oh, let me choose my words very carefully. Then let me think about the right things to say, so that I'm being a good and fair leader. So I'm taking on this emperor role. This is having a very clear strategy as someone, again, so who's very, very fair and qualified to do the job. So that's definitely a new perspective there. Okay, in your secret desire, or what are you trying to avoid, is the Empress card. So the Empress is about long-term creativity. Is it your secret desire to move into this leadership role for and take on this long-term commitment? Because that's, the Empress a lot of times is about pregnancy, but it's not just about physical pregnancy and having babies, although it can be, I will say that. But it's also about taking on a role that will take months and maybe even years to come to fruition. So this will be your big question of the week. Is it your secret desire to take this leadership role on, and what it means for your future, both long term and short term? Or are you trying to avoid that? Is it not something that you do want to take on because you have different plans for that? Different Tauruses will answer this question differently, but that will be your big question of the week. And your final outcome is the Star card, which is very interesting. So, the Star card is about direction. It's about being drawn to things and having signs, and it is about knowing a thing. If the answers you need are coming, sometimes there's just, they say some things are just written in the stars. Sometimes it's just meant to be. And it seems very obvious to see what your next step is. And I feel like because this is in your outcome, this will seem very obvious to you. And I think the yes or the no will seem very obvious, and you'll know exactly why. Again, different Tauruses will answer this question very differently but you'll know. All right, what's hidden from you this week is financial stability. So, this tells me that if you are, and I'm kind of getting a scenario here. Of course, tarot is a template, so this won't be the exact scenario for everyone. But if you are being asked at work to be moved into some leadership role and you do feel like it's the right thing to do, you've got the perspective for it, you've got the awareness to know how to communicate, how to cultivate something that you really do desire, make sure that you're going to be compensated for it. You've got this is hidden from you. So this means that maybe that's something you do need to think about is, if I'm taking on these responsibilities, then how will I be compensated? Don't be afraid to ask for the money there. The answers you need are coming. All right, let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Taurus from the Soul Oracle deck, February 15th through the 21st. Wake up call. Okay, so there could be something there that is kind of a wake up call that's like, hey, wake up, you can do this. So I hope that is it. I've never even seen that card before. I love that. All right, what do you need to do in the way of self-care? Self-care for Taurus this week, February 15th through the 21st. All right, and the card that you get is the card that says body. Your body deserves your love. So through all of this, maybe it's time to, I don't know, do the thing that relaxes you. Get that massage, if you're a female, go get your nails done, get your toes done, take care of your body, take that extra bubble bath. If you're a guy, go get a haircut and let someone else do your shave or shape your beard. Do something that takes care of you. Your body deserves your love, and take a little bit of time this week after you're learning something and after all of this thing that's going on at work to really relax. This could just mean eating well, taking care of yourself, but do take care of your body. So, Taurus, I hope there was something in this reading that you can take away and use in a positive way in your life this week. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, drop me a comment down below and let me know, was there something here that rang true for you? Even if you have to come back next week after all of this takes place and say, wow, you really nailed it. That's fun for me to hear. So do that if you're comfortable sharing. Also, if you hit like and subscribe, that's something I really appreciate. It helps my channel out and helps push me out in the algorithm, which is great for me. So thanks so much, Taurus, and I will see you next week. Good luck with all of this. Bye-bye.